You think I'll let you zone?
Hey guys, time for another review, but yeah, this time is gonna get a little sensual with a new beat 'em up, Maiden Cops by Pippin Games. Founded in 2019, the company started to make cute and fun indie games like Kawaii Desu Desu and Wife Quest. But this time we take on the role of a unit of the Maiden Cops, protecting Maiden City from the new evil underground organization trying to take over the city as well. Can Usagi and her team save the city, or will it go to the wolves? Let's grab our tasers and fists to find out. We start the story with Usagi getting called into the office by the chief Morgana, as she wants an explanation on the complaints that they've been getting about a unit of Maiden Cops not doing their jobs, like eating snacks during patrols, playing video games while on the clock, and sleeping in the car. Usagi talks to herself, saying that it was Meiga who wouldn't listen to her and kept playing video games, while Priscilla kept snacking on duty. And okay, she was the one who was sleeping, but it wasn't her fault, as she had to babysit the difficult members of the staff. Just as Usagi tries to lie to get out of it, an explosion happens, and Priscilla comes running in saying that there's been an explosion in the city, and Usagi and Morgana are looking out the window, then back to her. It seems this salamander isn't the smartest one of the bunch, but she realizes that Nina is making fun of her. She said it was coming from the jail, so they have to go check it out and assess the damage. After they leave, Morgana gets a call from the mayor marine that it was the Liberators who did the jailbreak. Morgana is a bit worried that Nina, Meiga, and Priscilla are on the job, as they can't make it any worse, can they? When they make it to the area, we get an idea of what Nina is working with. Priscilla, who is a salamander, is very strong, isn't very smart, and an airhead. She just wants to be acknowledged by the veterans as a strong and reliable person. Meiga, the Minotaur, is very smart, but she's a bit of a pervert, as she gets off to the thoughts of humiliation and possible pain. Nina is already stressed out, as this might be another long day for her. They meet the one who caused the breakout, the traitor Miranda, who puts lining her pockets over everything else and tells the idiots that they will not be able to stop what's coming. After beating Miranda, she gives the trio a hint that what's coming is very big, and the Maiden Cops won't be able to handle it by themselves before long, and then she leaves. Later we see the girls watching a briefing done by Mayor Marine addressing the attacks on the city. Marine name drops the Liberators as the group who's behind everything. Nina doesn't believe what was said on the broadcast and asks why Priscilla can be so naive, as they won't really do any of that, and take an opportunity to misuse more resources to help the city. Even Meiga says that the demon party rarely does anything that won't benefit them as well, so don't get your hopes up too much. Later the trio make it to the pub and the owner, Sandra, as they want info on the Liberators, and Priscilla wants a chili sundae with chocolate sauce. Sandra says unfortunately she can't give the info. In fact, she can't let them leave and begins the fight. After the brawl, Nina tells her to give them a hint, as they want Maiden City to go back to normal, which is the best for Sandra as well. The only thing she can say is that maybe they should go to the beach and get some sun. At the beach they run into a pervert who likes to strip. Her name is Jolene, a supermodel and businesswoman with a very famous brand that Priscilla buys bikinis from. Jolene has mixed feelings, as they are fans of her work, saying that at least they have good taste in clothes. After the fight, Jolene freaks out about her image and business, but Nina asks why would she join the Liberators if she is the top brand in Maiden City. Jolene doesn't want city recognition, but global recognition. She wants to have a brand that every monster girl on the planet wants to wear. Nina tries to get info on the leader of the Liberators, but Jolene isn't talking and gets away, and they give chase. At the construction site, they run into a weirdo biker named Max, leader of the biker gang. Meiga remembers her as the first person they arrested as Maiden Cops. Side note here, you wouldn't know that they have history, as that was the first case in a prequel comic you can read in the game store. Max interrupts them, as she lost a lot of money she would have made from bets at the Coliseum if they didn't catch her. Nina puts two and two together and guesses that the Liberators are running illegal bets for underground fights at the Coliseum. Nina can't believe there are girls dumber than Priscilla out there. After the fight, Max isn't afraid, as she says the Liberators run the city and the cops can't do anything, but Nina shuts her up by saying she probably doesn't know that much anyway, as to why would the leader trust her with information when she's just dry snitching on everyone, as Miranda comes in and helps Max escape. After they make it to the Coliseum, the trio run into Victoria the Panda, who is the champion of the arena, but she knows one of the cops. Victoria and Meiga have some history, as their families are rivals in combat arts. Meiga says that Victoria is a rival, but the panda denies that she is a rival of that perverted cow. Victoria says she lost because Meiga would always moan anytime she was hit or put in a grapple, and Victoria would lose her composure while Meiga would take advantage of the situation, winning every single time. After the fight, Nina wants to know what the Liberators want to do, but Victoria doesn't know anything. After being threatened with a Meiga hug, she swears she doesn't know anything as she was invited by the demon party for all this, and Priscilla is confused as to why they wanted to meet up at an illegal fighting arena, and Nina says they're all the same like she said earlier. Going to the mayor's office, they run into Miranda one more time, but the truth comes out that she is a double agent tracking what the Mayor Moraine and the demon party were up to. Nina says we could have avoided all of this if Miranda would have told them that she was an undercover agent, but she didn't want to be found out if the girls went easy on her. They have everything they need now to take down the one behind everything, but before that, Nina asks what happened to the illegal bet winnings she had. Miranda says they weren't in the report, and we find out that Miranda is a little dirty, but not rotten. At the high rise, we find out that Mayor Moraine is the leader of the Liberators that is taking over the city. Moraine says that the city would be worse without her, so she's allowed to have a little fun, as Nina asks if all that chaos is her idea of fun. After the battle, we are greeted to the aftermath of the former Mayor Moraine. She has been arrested, Max is still on the run, Jolene is behind bars, Miranda is making a recovery in the hospital, Nina has to take a leave of absence because she has several kids, Victoria and Meiga still have matches, and Priscilla is still training to be the best maiden cop, and also she finally got her Sunday. The gameplay of Maiden Cops is simpler than most beat-em-ups that have inputs to do combos or tie health to special attacks, as all three playable characters have the same basic moveset but offer differences in stats and abilities. All three are able to run, dodge, block, and throw enemies by walking up to them to get into the animation and jump. As for Priscilla and Nina, they are able to pick up weapons like knives, swords, bats, and helmets to use or throw. If you play as Meiga, she cannot use those weapons but instead can pick up poles and steel beams to use as a weapon, with a bonus of having iframes during the swing animation, meaning you can spam it and never be knocked out of the animation. When talking about the girls, they each have 3 special attacks that they can perform with enough meter and combo into their regular attacks. Priscilla is the well-rounded character as her stats are all equal across the board. Her special attacks include rapid fire punches that cause major damage on the final hit, a jumping fire tornado kick that covers a wide area, and a single target tail slap that is pretty slow on startup, as I could barely use it before being hit out of it. Next is Meiga, who is the slowest of the trio, but she makes up for it in strength by being the strongest and is technically the grappler slash wrestler of the group, because all of her specials are like Zangief's, from green hand to lariat to even belly flop attack that she can combo into for big damage. Like I said earlier, she cannot use regular weapons but instead uses poles and steel beams the other girls can't pick up and use. The last one is Nina, who is meant for advanced players because she is a glass cannon, being the fastest with the least health, but all of her attacks can be comboed into each other as they are multi-hitting. From a double rising kick to an energy slash, you can't go wrong with her, and her dash attack is a 5-hit combo if it connects, because she's the only one on rollerblades. You get points from items that you pick up by defeating enemies and are scored by how well you did in the level. That is your currency to unlocking things from the store like costumes, bios, and cheats. The game isn't hard as you get 9 lives or 3 continues to complete the game in classic mode, but if you run out of continues, it's not game over as you can continue the game, but you won't receive any more points from then on. There are some problems with the game, but I'll talk about that in the next part. I'm going to go over the few negatives with this game as they don't tell you about it. I don't know why they have this function in the game. If for whatever reason you need to stop playing and exit the game, do not pick Maiden over, as that will kill your current run and you'll have to start all over from the beginning. They do not tell you this if you pick this option, so if you want to exit the game, pick back to the title, and then you can resume from your last save spot. The others are they have too many opportunities for cheap shots because they have iframes on wake up and not enough healing items per level, which can be patched to fix. Other than that, the game is pretty fun for a budget title, with it being a little bit on the pervy side with all the jiggling pixel milkers and panty shots, not just on the characters themselves, but their renders as well with the loading screens. But I do give them bonus points for updating the renders if you choose a costume for a character or unlock a bio. They even use those renders if you need to use a continue. Maiden Cops is a very fun and short beat 'em up that is simple to pick up and play, but also has the challenge that vets are looking for the most part. With that, I give Maiden Cops a 7.5 out of 10. That should do it for this video. If they can fix the issues with the game, then Pippin Games has something here, but for $10 and 2 to 3 hours of gameplay, they can make the sequel much better. Stay gold, and I'll see you guys in the next video.